What up, everybody? Hello, and welcome to the PanelCast. This is episode 287, and we are your hosts, AJ and Freddie. Freddie, as you can tell, is the talkative one.
Very much so.
I am the silent fat bastard of the crew. Welcome to 2026, everybody. Hey, New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
This is the first live episode. First episode we've recorded into the new year. We took time out to celebrate the holidays with our families and loved ones, and in my case, no one but my wife, which is exactly how we wanted it.
Yeah, New Year's is the same for us. We don't really go partying and have a lot of people over. We just spend it together with the family. Wears in our PJs, playing video games, watching movies. Going out's not as exciting as it used to be.
Getting mad at everybody for launching fireworks and scaring our dogs.
Especially loud ones that aren't even pretty.
Especially in the rain.
Especially in the rain. Yes, we had, a good week or so of rain.
It was pouring rain here on New Year's Eve, and we had fireworks going off at midnight all over the place.
I was actually surprised they were going off because of the rain.
I know. So was I.
Not something I think about.
So was the dog. In this episode, we're going to be reviewing Wicked and Wicked 2, which my wife made me watch, and then I made Freddie watch.
I know about the Broadway play and everything. Never knew much about it other than there was a lady with a green face. Did not know it had anything to do with the Wizard of Oz.
Then we're going to be talking about season 2 of Fallout, which started before the new year flipped over. And then I'm going to be talking to you about, what I've been doing since the new year started. Living the ultimate gamer dream.
Sounds fun.
Of patheticness and sadness.
Okay, sounds less fun.
So, Freddie, I'm going to let you review Wicked.
Wicked.
So, tell me what Wicked is and what it is about. Go.
So, how to explain it? So, Wicked is pretty much about the... how to pronounce her name? I keep forgetting. Elphaba, who is the Wicked Witch of the...
Just think of her name is the initials of the original author, L. Frank Baum. So it's Elphaba.
Oh, okay.
That's what they...
I did not even know that. I learn something new every day. So,
Surprise!
So it's about her perspective of her life, along with Glinda. And how they were actually friends at one point. And honestly, it took a twist that I'm not used to. Again, there's been a off of Broadway show. I've never knew anything about it. Apparently, with the story, she's not as wicked as we think she is. It felt like a political statement in terms of they're using her as a scapegoat for what they were doing. And honestly, I got lost a few points in the show as well, or in the movie as well. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, she ended up just having a good heart, but it was twisted along the way in terms of storytelling of her. So everybody's like, oh, she was a horrible person. And she wanted to hurt animals, hate people, blah, blah, blah. Apparently not. It seems she was a good person, and just people used her skin tone as a form of hatred to point out she's green, she must be evil, she's different. So the first one really delves into, the friendship between her and Glinda. So you do meet her sister as well, which we all know, Wicked Witch of the East. I kind of forgot about that for some reason. I have no idea why. So it did not click to me. Oh, that's going to be the Wicked Sister of the East. So yeah, you hear the first story for that. The second part of the story.
Well, I'll review Wicked Part 2.
Sweet. Okay.
You review Part 1.
All right. So yeah, toward the end, this is when they start to use her more as the scapegoat. So by the end of that, that's where it ends off. And honestly, it was just a good twist for me.
Yeah, well, the first one, one of the things you're missing is that it focuses on their time in or
Which school?
high school or college, whatever, which school, to where they're learning their true craft of witchcraft and stuff. And turns out Alphaba's the only one that actually has any power, and Glinda is the phony. And that's how the controversy starts from there, and the jealousy and all that stuff. But it's a lot different than that. I read the book. I read the book way before the musical came out and everything. I'm a big fan of alternate history, especially when it comes to, I don't know. I've always been a big fan of like when Marvel would split off and do the Ultimate Universe, or
DC was there.
DC, just because of different points of view of what if this would have happened, or what if this would have happened. And what if we lived to actually, what if people actually understood that Johnny was the hero in the Karate Kid, you know what I mean? And Ralph Macchio was the villain, So hearing about a Wizard of Oz story told from beyond what you normally are accustomed to, from the Dorothy point of view, I was immediately attracted to it. So the book was great, but the book dives more into childhood traumas, losses growing up, and even more torturous methods that the children took on against Elphaba. Somehow in the way between that version and this version, we had music.
Which I love musicals.
And they added musical numbers to it and all that stuff. And I'll admit, like, I'm a fan of musicals. I'm not a huge fan, but I'll go see them. I'll go see them live sometimes.
Some stuff like that is better live than it is just watching it on TV or in theaters. But it was actually enjoyable.
But we're all fans of The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Even if we're sick of the same old story, we're all maybe burnt out on it. We're all fans. We all grew up on it. We all know all about Wizard of Oz. I have, I don't know if you had a chance to see it when you were a kid, but I grew up in a multi-racial house. I was subjected to a lot of different things and a lot of different culture exposure. So I got to see The Wiz, and I grew up on The Wiz.
Yes, I have seen The Wiz.
And that movie is the definitive Wizard of Oz for me, as opposed to The Wizard of Oz, because while The Wizard of Oz was cool, that was the pasty, like, that was the other side of the fence. How we wanted to see where we came from, the ghetto side, and that was The Wiz. And I enjoyed that musical so much. When the remake came out in the live TV show series, I couldn't watch it because I knew it was going to be crap. It was the last time we saw Michael Jackson as Michael Jackson. When what was wrong with his face was the makeup. And Diana Ross, Nipsey Russell, everybody, the original cast was great.
I definitely have to rewatch it because it's been years. I was a kid when I watched it, and I'm 41 right now.
You're not a kid anymore.
Nope. So I think
I listen to the soundtrack all the time. I like it. I love it. But and when you look at us, we don't look like musical people. So
I've been in choir, so I grew up with music.
So did I. And I used to do plays, and I was in shows, and I was an extra in theater and movies. So like just all that stuff. My wife does plays now. She does the choreography in a lot of musicals and plays. And I go see them. But Wicked was great. I saw Wicked in the theater at the Pantages in LA. Granted, it was in the nosebleeds, and I didn't go with my wife.
Ooh, don't let her watch this episode then.
Right. She knows. She was very, she let me know how she felt about that during the time.
Well, you're alive, so it must not have been that bad.
Right. But I am disabled now, so I wasn't then.
Oh, that might explain some
hint, hint. Anyway.
Also, I did like the little story that the fact that how Faba was born wasn't her parents that you knew. Her mother had an affair, and I did not pay attention enough to the movie to figure out the affair, but more of that is explained in the second movie, which he'll get to later. So, you know about the affair. So she's an affair baby, which one of the reasons why her father, who was raising her, did not like her at all, which also led to more of the trauma. So when her sister was born, the sister was going to be the golden child because of the fact that that was that father's daughter. And you could see the difference in love, love for the second daughter as opposed to resentment to a father herself. So you get to see more about that, which is pretty awesome. It's like, wow, even with all this and what's going on with how she's treated, she's still a good person.
It was really cool to see all the. I don't remember if it was in the first or the second movie. I believe it was at the end of the first, how you see all of Elphalaba's friends, and actually, her enemies get turned into those iconic characters that we grew up with: the Tin Man, the Lion.
That would be the second one, yes.
You sure it's not at the end of the first one?
I think it's
because I thought at the end of the first one we see Dorothy go.
The problem is I kind of binge watched it together, so I might.
So did I. So okay, let me. At the end of the first one, we are taken to where they graduate from which school, somewhat, and there's a big to do, and then they separate, and then part 2 comes back, and it's like 5 years later or something,
give or take. Yeah,
it's like 5 years later, and the movie starts out with the house having crash landed and all kinds of drama going on. I don't want to get too much into it, but you basically find out that these 3 ancillary characters that helped out Dorothy throughout the Wizard of Oz were former anti-Elphaba people that she converted and tortured, and this is their torment, is to be these characters. So that was a cool thing to see. A lot of the different aspects and a lot of different storytelling ways that they went about it was great, and I enjoyed it. And for being an alternative way to look at things, I really dug it. One of the best storylines out there, I believe in written word, that shows that kind of thing is Ender's Game and Ender's Shadow by Scott Card. I believe it's Scott Card. I can't remember his name. Anyway, Card, I believe, is the last name. Ender's Game, it was made into a movie that was horrible. But, it's told from one point of view, how Ender grows up from nothing and becomes like the greatest space general in history and blah, blah, blah. Ender's Shadow is seen from another person's point of view of the same incidents that happened. But this was his lieutenant. And so you get to see all the stuff he had to overcome, including the stuff that Ender had to deal with and dealing with Ender's stuff as well. So it was a great different point of view of the same story that we were familiar with. So Wicked kind of gives you that same point of view where we already know Wizard of Oz, but here's Wicked telling you the same story, but from another point of view. And in that, it opens your eyes more to what's happening. And it kind of, in some ways, changed my point of view of what we know of the Wizard of Oz.
Very much so.
But if you grew up on the stories in the books, you kind of,
it's one of those political things
are
where
happy because it's more expansive.
Yeah, it's one of those political type of things where both sides tell their story, and to each other they're the enemy, so they're the bad guys. But in reality, they're both just good people who are just. I had a thought and I just lost it all. They're good people who are just got their life twisted in terms of each other.
Right.
So, and there are still a couple of points where I lost track of why things were happening, like why they started to treat the animals the way they did. Because I was trying to remember really hard. It's like, why are they mistreating the animals? Who, of course, in these movies, they are talking, they are smart, they're teachers as well. They have personalities, but they started to segregate them. They don't want them teaching anymore. They don't want them talking anymore. So they're rounding them up, making sure that they learn not to talk anymore, so they just make their animal noises for what they are. And again, I don't remember why that happened. And again, I never read the book, so I definitely don't know the detail in it. But that's one of the strong points of Elphaba. She did not like what was going on. She hated the fact that they were being mistreated. So she wanted to fight for them. But for that's what made it seem like, oh, she's fighting us, the humans, the Ozians.
Right. She was just standing up for the rights. The animals were being used as scapegoats so that the wizard could blame all the wrong things that were happening in Oz on them, instead of admitting that he had no powers and that he was not a wizard, actually.
That's right. Okay.
Because he was on the search for someone like Elphaba so that she could send him home, or that he could use her to do all the wizard and witchcraft ways while still remaining in powers. So,
because if I remember correctly, he himself was Carney, right?
Yeah, he's a carnival guy from Earth, from Minnesota.
So,
something like that.
Sleight of hand, kind of a trickster. So he knows how to talk people up to entertain, which is what he used to, show that he does have magic by just doing normal coin tricks that these people probably never seen before in their lives.
Sleight of hand and all that other crap. Well, at the end of the day, did you enjoy the two movies?
Oh, yeah, very much so. It was very enjoyable. Love the music, love the story. There was a romance involved as well, which I didn't get to mention either. And the romance, there was a surprise twist with that as well. Like I said, to me, everything was a surprise twist that I did not catch on immediately. Not till the movies ended up going later. So the love interest between Galinda and Elphaba turned out to be
not between them.
Yeah.
That there's a triangle.
That one. They both liked the same guy. The guy ended up liking Elphaba more, but he was
honor bound to Galinda.
Yes. So turns out later on, and either at the end of the first movie or the beginning of the second. No, yeah, it was in the second one where you find out he becomes why do I want to say straw man?
Scarecrow.
Thank you. He is the Scarecrow. So I was like, oh, okay, that's very.
He has his heart ripped out and made into straw.
So he wouldn't feel pain anymore for him protecting her. It's like, okay, that's a nice twist.
I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the movies. I don't particularly believe in all the hoopla that it got. And I definitely think that Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande both need to eat a big truck full of sandwiches. Those bitches are losing way too much weight, and it's getting almost scary how much they're thinning out. But other than that, I enjoyed the movie. The music was great. Defying Gravity is one of my favorite songs off the soundtrack. Enjoyed it. However, I do recommend The Wiz. Yeah.
Also, if you watch the original Wizard of Oz as well, there's Disney's Part 2 version, Return to Oz. Grew up on that, and that was creepy as heck.
Yep.
As a kid.
Then there's the Mila Kunis version, where she plays Elphaba with James Franco. Anyway, so yeah, Wicked and Wicked 2. I'm gonna give it I don't know, like 4.
I agree. 4 sounds good.
Let's see. Let's give it 4 Little Richards. Yay, Little Richard. Woo.
There we go. I can see me.
Yeah. So there we go on that one.
Would you watch him again?
It's going to be a while. Whereas with The Wiz, I could watch it all the time. I did. I grew up watching it. It was always on Channel 13, and for us, I watched it over and over and over again. Wicked and Wicked 2, I think they're a little too much. I think maybe without the music, story, I would enjoy it a little bit more. But sometimes the music, when plays use the music too much to tell the story, it's hard to get the story across because you're too stuck in the rhyming rhythm, or you're just stuck in the music of what you're hearing, and you don't really listen to the lyrics or can't make out the lyrics, and so you don't realize that they're telling a story at the same time. So it kind of makes it hard to follow along at times.
That's why sometimes I have to watch movies with subtitles because the sound balancing is off, so you can't hear anything.
Like between music and and voice, you're just like, what? It's big explosions, and then get your ass to Mars.
What?
You know, and yeah you can't hear shit.
But
so
still enjoyable movies. Highly recommended.
Moving on. Fallout 2 started up before the end of the year came up. And we are now on episode 4, and I have been loving it. I was anxious for it to come back after last season, and it came back, and it did not let go. It picked up with the same intensity it's always had, the same exciting storyline, the same sense of humor, the same everything that it carried on from before, and it somehow made it more interesting to where I want to follow along with what's happening next, especially with what's happening with the Knights. The Knights.
Yeah.
I can't get all the names right now.
I was just listening to a podcast with Star Wars, so I just want to go Knights of the Old Republic. So that is not helping.
The game was so good, it got me to play Fallout 4, which I didn't play. I didn't play any of the Fallout games. The only game I played was the first one way back in the day when it was a turn-based game. Text mostly with images. It was kind of like the first Final Fantasy, back in the day.
Yeah.
Where you just see an image and movie image and then down.
Almost like a clicking point.
Almost like it, but it had stuff on the screen, all that stuff. Chrono Trigger.
Oh, okay.
It was almost like Chrono Trigger. That kind of stuff. And so, plus I'm not a big fan of open world games, and I definitely hate games you build. So when I got into Fallout 4, imagine my surprise. When that's all you got to do is build.
I love building stuff. I just don't like building extravagant, super detailed stuff.
So here I am. I'm going to mix the review of the gameplay and the show together because they've done a great job of incorporating both. I'm enjoying playing all these locales in the game, traveling to all these different locales, meeting all these different people, meeting all these different organizations, the Minutemen, the Brotherhood of Steel, all the different organizations that are out there, and then seeing them portrayed on the show that week or that same day, depending on what day I'm playing, has been great. It feels like I'm just going in from one into the other, back into the other one. Like I'm all Fallout World right now. I'm surprised I don't have a Pip-Boy tattooed on me anywhere. Not that I have room for it.
You'll find one.
Pip-Boy could fit right there. I could put it right here.
There you go.
Pip-Boy. I'll just say Pip-Boy because I'm ghetto.
Make sure they hear you right, otherwise they put po' boy.
Right.
Then you want to eat your hand because it's a sandwich. But yeah, no, the show's very interesting. I haven't played any of the Fallout series myself. I do have Fallout 4 I could try, but
I will tell you the most annoying thing about Fallout 4 is you spend 75% of it in your inventory trying to get rid of stuff. Because you can only carry so many things, and everything in Fallout is grabbable. Paper plates, not paper plates, just regular plates, silverware, coffee cups, coffee cans, hot plates, bobby pins. You have to have bobby pins in order to crack open safes. So bobby pins are like ammo. You have to have, they're like secret commodity. And clothes, you go up to somebody you just killed and you strip them down to their undies. You take everything off of them, and they're just like left there in their underwear.
I love when games do that.
But the problem is you get about 4 or 5 kills down the road and you got to fast travel back home and dump it all out.
If you're not overweight from all the stuff
Right.
you're carrying.
You might have to like leave a couple things. There's so many companions. Like I said, I'm about 52 hours into the game. I've got about 8 companions. All of them have suits of armor. And yeah, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I kind of am mad that I had to stop so we could play, so we can record, because I want to go back to playing right now. And I'm having fun, except I hate games that make you build. Now, there are factions in the game that don't make you build as much. And that's where I am right now, taking that road. I just had to build some artillery, so that was okay. But I've heard of like people building like ammo depots and casinos and just the most extravagant hideaways for themselves to have, and that's all fine and dandy, but I just want to play the game. I'm not trying to build a home inside the game and nestle in there for the rest of my life. I just want to. It's nice having little bases throughout the maps, and that's cool. Home bases I can go to and maybe dump my stuff and have it be there. But to like take a permanent residence in a place like that, to where you gotta, that's just too much. I just want to play the game. I want to go up to somebody, knock on the door, or bother them in the marketplace, and be like, "Yo, you got a mission? You got something you want to talk about?" And the missions are so deep. There's so many missions in this game. Oh my goodness, there's so.
And I forgot, can you go to all the vaults in the game so far, or
there's 3 vaults in this game that I've gone to so far. I don't know if that's the maximum, but that's what I found so far. And you can go. There's the vault you came from, and there's 2 other vaults.
Oh, okay.
And the vault systems tell you why they're different vaults in some ways. Like the vault I'm in is called Vault 111. Excuse me. And this vault didn't actually have any residents or anything inside of it. What it had was like 10 or 20 people that it froze and kept frozen for 200 years. And then about 15 years prior to the story, this guy came in and stole the main character's baby from its cryogenic tube.
Yep.
And killed the wife and left. So when this guy finally wakes up from his tube, his job is to find his kid. And so that's what this vault was. It was just a cryogenic tube. So there's not like a lot to explore or anything like that.
Yeah, it's more like storage of the people.
Right. And so you find out that all these different vaults have different purposes and different functions, which you're finding out in the show as well.
Yeah, what they deal with Vault 31, 32, and 33 for the main group we start off with. And I think they've been to Vault 4, and then there was another one, but I don't remember that from the last season.
And we have Vault 84 and Vault 101, I believe, and 111 in the game. Yeah, and I'm having a blast. And I admit, I cheat.
Sometimes you like to play games while cheating because sometimes it could be overwhelming. You just want to enjoy the story.
Because it was the carrying thing that was annoying me. I found out the first 10 hours I played the game, I spent 8 hours going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And after a while, I realized I'm not going to play this game. Not if I'm going to if the entire time I'm playing this game is traveling back to unload my inventory. I can't do that. So I found a cheat that lets me not worry about my inventory. And that's the only cheat I'm using. And so now I can just walk around and enjoy the story and the gameplay and everything else. And I don't mind crafting the weapons. That's kind of cool because crafting of the weapons is done in a linear manner. Whereas like with Call of Duty, you're just getting random stuff and putting it together and praying that works, whereas everything here is just like, oh, well, that makes sense. Okay, that'll work there. It's guided toward your weapon and toward specific things that your weapon can do. And you have to be educated in that form. That's the other problem that I'm having. Oh my God, the level up system in this thing is ridiculous. Okay, you have I believe 6 or 7 proficiencies. Okay, strength, intelligence, energy, agility. I forgot what else, but your basics.
Yeah.
Right. And they each have 10 stars that you can max out, and you start with like 18 stars. So you try to divide them up evenly in there. Well, what you don't realize is that underneath that first level is 10 more levels, which 6 spaces each. And you're like, first you're concentrating on this. You're like, okay, I can get all these guys. I can get the first 60 stars easy. That won't be a problem. It's 60 levels. I can work it. Nah, dude, there's 600 levels stars that you have to level up to.
And I'm guessing you won't get them all in one playthrough. I'm guessing you could only go up with so many.
You can know, because that's what's the thing with open role games and games like this. You can play through the main story in under 80 hours and still have over 200 hours worth of gameplay, just doing side missions and side quests, because you can choose. They give you 4 factions you can choose from, and you can choose what story and what faction you can go with. I'm stupid because of the cheat that I have, so I'm going with all 4 at one time.
Ha.
A lot of people go with just one faction and do that mission for them, and then that's the end of the game, or depending on what ending they want. I'm going with all 4 because I want to see I want to open more worlds and have more missions, and spend more time and wait for Fallout 5. Fallout 5 is supposed to have over 800 hours of gameplay into it.
Oh, wow.
And it won't be out till next year. And they're looking at the PlayStation 6 for it. That's how expensive it's going to be.
As long as it doesn't get the GTA 6 treatment of being delayed, unless it's going to actually make it better. But, oof, that's a lot.
That's a lot of gameplay.
You think with like Fallout, the show, they're going to continue on after this story with the same characters, or you think they might use characters from like...
Well, I know right now, this weekend, is a DLC dropping on Call of Duty, which is you can play as Ella Purnell's character, or you can play as the Ghoul, and you can have and there's a map where they turn Nuketown into one of the maps from Fallout into New Vegas. I think they turned it into New Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Or the Las Vegas map into New Vegas. They turned it into.
Yeah, because I think they do have a Las Vegas in there.
Yeah,
so, yeah, makes sense.
I remember. And so the way that the game goes, merchandising is no limit. So I can only see the show going. I personally hope the show lasts like 5 seasons and then we're good. Because I don't want to get burnt out on it, and I don't want to get sick of it, and I don't want to sit there and be like, Jesus Christ, 12 seasons already? But at the same time, if there's short seasons, the way that they have been, I don't think I can get sick of them. I don't know.
Yeah, because we're still used to the, 15 to 24 episode seasons for some stuff, so...
And like right now, I'm enjoying the Good Place, which is 12 episodes a season. I didn't realize there was only 4 seasons in this show, and it's only 50 episodes. I thought Good Place was a good couple hundred episodes.
I feel like that for a lot of shows. You hear about it and you're like, oh man, this is going to last forever. What do you mean there's only 30 episodes? It feels longer.
Right. You'd think there'd be more. It's impressive how much of a following these shows can get with such small episodes and small seasons that are being produced. But Britain has been doing this for years.
Yeah, Mr. Bean's one of them. I think it's felt like they've had so many episodes, and you find out, no, they don't have that many episodes.
The IT crowd, coupling, all the stuff I love, grew up loving, all that stuff is short seasons. And it's been working out there. It keeps all their actors available up for work and in rotation.
Doctor Who's another one. I thought there was a lot more episodes per season than I thought, but then going back, I'm like, really? That's it? I thought it felt longer.
So, all I can say is Wicked 2 were great if you're into musicals and love that stuff. And Wizard of Oz, and you want to see it from a different point of view, go check it out. I saw it I saw it live. I thought it was great. I did not see it in the movie theaters because I did not want to be in that crowd.
Yeah, because with movies like that, you have people who also like to join in the music as well, which
Right.
for some that is fun. I could do that. I did that with oh my god, I forgot what it was.
Honestly, it depends on who you go with. And if
Yeah.
I would have gone with my wife and her friends, maybe going to a singing movie and enjoying it that way would have been fun. But knowing most movies I go to, I go alone. I wouldn't have liked to be sitting there in the movie theater by myself, singing by myself, being surrounded by a whole bunch of other people looking at me like I'm a weirdo. It's bad enough when I go see cartoons by myself, and all the moms are looking at me like creeper.
Where's your kids? Where's your grandkids? I'm
Right, and I'm there with my red vines and my Slurpee.
like I am the kid.
Leave me alone. I'm my shirt. God damn it! Did you tell I'm the child? But anyway, so those movies were great. I'd recommend them. Fallout is on episode 4 right now. It's streaming on Prime. You should go check it out. Season 2, if you get a chance, check out season 1. If you didn't watch it, we reviewed it all last year. So I don't know why you haven't watched it yet.
I had to watch that first before watching the second season of Fallout because I've missed it last year. Haven't had the chance to watch it. Started watching it and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're both great. Nothing too exciting coming up for FP. What are you hoping to do in the company this year?
Take naps for the company.
Awesome. More power to you. I know we have another Joe show coming up in March.
Was it March or May?
Maybe it's May. I hope it's March.
No, I think it was May. I think I have the flyer. We'll double check on that. But it was one of the M's.
We have one of those coming up. But otherwise, we're just going to keep chugging along and doing podcasts. We really, really, really can't promote the Patreon enough. Please go over there. Please help contribute. We will announce your name on here. We will send out special prints and flyers. I wish I could show you some of the stuff that we have to give out this month and for next month. I'll show you on the live show next week. Next week, all of us are going to be sitting here, coming to you live, talking to you about what 5 shows we're really anticipating for this year. This year promises to put out a bunch of great new TV shows that if we're not in war or in the process of being imported or deported somewhere else, that we should be able to watch and enjoy. So tune in next week to find out what shows we're looking forward to. And maybe there might be a couple of surprises that you weren't aware of that are coming out.
I can't wait for that show.
Right.
Don't know which one it is yet, but hey, I'm excited for it, I guess.
It'll be Aliens. It'll be the second season of Aliens. Alien Earth.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for that one.
They're going to call it Alien Earth. URF. Earth. All right, so Freddie, if you got nothing else.
Actually, quick thing. World of Warcraft, their newest expansion's coming out soon, I think in March. When you were mentioning about house building and all that, base building there, they are introducing house building in that. So it's not required. It's just going to be something fun to do for people who love building houses. And I'm actually kind of excited for that because it's not going to be extensive as some of these other games.
Well, that's why I never played that. What was that? PUBG?
I think so. Yeah, PUBG.
Is that what started it? Or Battle something?
PUBG. Yeah, the ones that you just built while you're fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Fortnite,
PUBG, all those.
Build while.
That's what started it. Bastards.
For World of Warcraft, they had it started in the when it first came out. They had a place for it. They just never implemented it. Not until I forgot what expansion we're on, 8 or 9, I guess.
I didn't realize I'm playing Fallout 4 right now, which apparently came out 10 years ago.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I did not realize that, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, because I think PlayStation 4 then
on the PS4. I'm playing it on the 5. They ported it over. Great graphics, great everything. And even the collector stuff is still there. Upgrade your weapons, all that stuff. It's all still there. And you have access to the Cheaters Club or the DLCs and all the different stuff. So I'm enjoying it on the PS5. It ruined my controller. I had to buy a new controller.
Oops.
So I had to buy a new controller, but yeah. Anyway, let's get out of here. For Freddie, this is AJ. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.